And welcome back. You're ready for race 2. Race 1 just finished a few minutes ago. And Michael Passingham, what are your reflections on that race?
Yeah, actually a lot cleaner than I was expecting, to be quite honest. There was some excellent racing up at the front. Yeah, only really controversial moment was when Picard went down the outside and ended up taking Rudy Van Buren out. So that was on lap 2, or that was on lap 5 in fact. Yeah, Rudy Van Buren is starting right down the middle of the grid now. Yeah, with Louders next to him, so you're going to watch those two come through the field, I can assure you. Yeah. So Baton won the first race. He will be starting on pole with Østgaard behind him, Diaz and Burns and Scott. Those are 3 core racing drivers starting sort of pretty much behind the front row. So yeah, we're pretty much ready. So let's get some racing going on, guys.
Yep, just now the safety car ready, and as they go now, we are ready for race 2. 19 more laps. This is the finishing order of race 1. Jack Atkinson not here. Dinner a little more important, apparently, in his household at this moment in time. So he'll be sitting out this race. So Baton starting pole, Østgaard second, Diaz starting third. Waiting for the lights to come green. Race 2, round 3, iCON Track Car Championship. Lights are red, and we are... go! Great start from Diaz over Østgaard. And he's going to charge down towards Baton. Watching now, Baton getting that great start again, though, so he's out ahead of everyone. Nolan Scott also ahead. Is there going to be any schmozzle to turn 1? A little bit, not much yet. Everyone's still getting through turn number 1 fairly cleanly. Someone wide, a couple of cars contacting a little bit.
This is the spun to the inside of turn 2. And Lee Baker spins and D'Souza collects him.
Quite a few crashes there, yeah.
Slipstream Dolezal. Burns tapping the back of Diaz a little bit. Dolezal's going to try to get around, but also back here for 5th, 6th. Very close between Lynn, Picard, and Keogh. Picard and Lynn sliding it way out. Picard having to pull it right back to the right. Almost contacting, but everyone through for the most part cleanly so far. Maliki causing a yellow flag. Arneson is off at turn 5.
He collided with his core teammate into turn 5.
Yeah, a few cars went off at the end of the straight.
At turn number 10 now, Baton leading lap number 1 from Diaz, then Burns, Dolezal, Scott in 5th position. Picard's going to try and come around the outside of Keogh into turn number 1. Will he get it? Ooh, locking it up a little bit, sliding. Keogh's going to get the cutback. So Keogh holding off. Fowry causing a yellow flag in sector 1.
He went right up the inside and locked up
Been in
and hit
turn number 1, but with Kursk and Baker. Anderson and D'Souza are in pits.
Yep, it's all going off at the moment. Cars sort of spinning, but not crashing.
Contact between Keogh and Picard. Picard getting sideways. Lind will slip through and collect 7th from Picard after that, and Goik might get around Picard, but can't do it. Bit of contact between Picard and Keogh into turn number 5. Just a bit of rubbing. Rubbin's racing in that sort of case. So Picard down back again. Goik's going to slip through on the inside of turn 9, but slides wide. Picard's going to try for the crossover. Østgaard starting 2nd down to 10th. Not a good first couple laps here. 2 laps have been completed without major incidents. Dolezal setting fast lap.
Yep, surprising to see Østgaard so far down. Didn't actually see what happened to him. I'm guessing he was caught up in some of the first corner schmozzling.
He was hung out to dry on the outside of turn 2 and then probably took a while to get back into line.
Yep, and now he's really got back into line now.
Picard.
Apologies for the interruption, yep, and Fowry, who's joined the spectators, not sure why, but he is out of the race. That's, yep, Fowry out.
I tapped through to his car. His engine was sounding very sour. Obviously some engine damage. And instead of being a slow hazard, I would reckon he just chose to retire with that engine damage.
I think he went into the pits, so that is allowed.
Got a spin in the back coming out of turn 4. Paris has spun coming out of turn 5, excuse me. So he's recovering. Clean track to do so. But he has recovered to spin. He's involved with a gaggle of cars coming through there, I believe.
Hinian off.
Hinian's off, and he hits, who was that? That was Ward. Hits Ward on the rebound. Unfortunately, out of control for Hinian, not able to stop on the grass. Unfortunate victim was Ward in that. And a spin. Keo and Lind has spun coming out of turn number 1, and almost more incidents through the chicane. Contact between Oscar and Picard some more, and Goik gets around them. Anderson, Buren, and Marquez is going to get around. Kagash is also in this. Picard nearly cutting through Kagash in the grass. Touching between Marquez, Oscar, and Kagash. 5-6 cars very close together into turn number 5. 3 wide into turn number 5. 4 wide into turn 5. Contact. Goik gets a bump going into turn 5 under braking. Shoots him right out ahead of everyone. And who's that off? That's Kagash off.
Kagash is off in the background.
Coming out of turn 5. And more contact between Van Buren and Marquez coming out of turn number 7 up the hill.
Picard's going through the middle! That's insanity, but he's done it! How did he do it? I have no idea. But he actually got away with it. That was incredible from the purple car of Picard. And now Keogh's trying to go up the inside Marquez. Marquez being battered around here. Keogh's gone through. Picard is... Ouch! Marquez hits Keogh and losing more places. This guy is also going to try it. He's going through. Marquez had a good chance there, but it's all gone wrong for him.
Oscar's going to try and dive down the inside of Keogh. Contact between Oscar and Keogh, but Oscar holds it ahead. Minor contact, not much to wreck either of them. So Keogh behind Oscar. Keogh's going to be in the slipstream heading down the backstretch. This is the battle for 11th place. Oscar starting second, back to 11th. Keogh tapping the back of Oscar a little bit, trying to distance a little bit. He's going to try and hold Oscar, taking a very, very defensive line here. Very defensive into turn number 5. Hard on the brakes for turn number 5. Keogh behind Oscar. No move there. So Keogh's going to try and set for a move around Oscar here in the next few turns. Baton leads, but been caught by Diaz and Dolezal. But still close back here with Oscar and Keogh. Keogh's going to try and dive bomb into turn. Doesn't make it. A little, maybe just a little outbraking. Keogh almost losing time to De Jong. De Jong is now on the back bumper of Keogh. But it's all gone crazy so far in the first few laps. Trevi D'Souza making a pit stop. Baton being hounded by Diaz somewhat. Pressure being laid on Baton by Diaz as they head onto the backside for another time.
Kagash, turn 1. No, that was Marquez, sorry. Obviously making a big move into turn 1. Locks himself up and takes out De Jong, who's lost a couple of places.
Van Buren right on the back bumper of Anderson for 8th position into turn number 5. Trying to help Anderson catch up to Goik and Lind. Trevi D'Souza has retired from this particular race, but it's all gone completely mad so far here in race 2. Oscar's back on the back bumper of Picard now for 10th position. See if Oscar can get around Picard and make it stick this time.
Yeah, you can't get away from when you're Picard. You can't get away from Oscar. It seems they're always with each other. It seems in these races. New fastest lap set by Baton as Picard makes a mistake heading onto the straight. That's going to cost him time as Oscar powers up to the back of him in his four-wheel drive FXR, and he's going to make a move. Oh, Picard doing a bit of blocking. Oscar doesn't fall for it, but he goes up the inside a bit too wide. There, Picard bashes his way back through again. Good switchback, a little aggressive, but yeah, good touring car racing here.
Both going way over those curves. That's very nearly a shortcut, if to my mind. But Oscar in the slipstream. Picard right on the inside, right against the grass even. Not leaving any room on the inside for turn 5. Very, very defensive driving from anyone in this sort of position, especially on this long backstretch where the slipstream is very, very pronounced. Keogh has caught these two with all of this. So Keogh is in a position he's going to try and get around Oscar, or help Oscar to get around Picard, then try and get around Oscar.
Kyo, yep, seeing all this going on ahead of him, seeing how these two are throwing each other up, and it seems now Østgaard has fallen away from Picard, is now looking in his mirrors at Kyo. He needs to not drive in his mirrors, he needs to keep focusing on the guy ahead. Yep, Emerson just making a pass here on Van Buren for 8th position. Side by side through chicane, Van Buren just comes across
through the tyre!
Smash through the tyre! Smashing through the tyres there, but they carry on, no big issues there. Luckily LFS damage model doesn't really punish you for driving through tyres, which is an odd one, but yeah, this is actually a battle for 7th position. Van Buren is in the 7th one, he's in the red and white and green and black and grey car. Behind him is Emerson in the black and orange car.
Bit of oversteer there. Loudons and Muller might be catching Picard, Østgaard, and Kyo if that trio keep their antics up.
Yeah, looking back at the front again, just keep an eye on Baton. You've got to remember he's doing a great job here, still in the lead, with Diaz really hounding him now. Set the fastest lap, Diaz, 112.41. That was 0.2 faster than Baton's previous lap.
He'll have the slipstream to a bit of lag from Diaz just then, but he does have a small whiff of the slipstream down the backstretch. I don't think it's enough yet. He's starting to, and he's lost connection. Phil Diaz has lost his connection.
Oh no, that's appalling luck. Off he's out of the race. He was going for the lead there.
No, a sad smiley from Baton. I'm not sure if that will incur penalty or not. Not sure if the admins will penalize that or not. Picard almost being overtaken by Østgaard down the backside, but still very defensive driving from Picard, holding Østgaard back, which is letting Kyo stick with him. Anderson and Van Buren are being caught by this trio also as we...
Yeah, it's going to become a very long train very soon, it seems. Just trying to recap. Let's try and recap on the positions. Baton leads, Dolezal 2nd, Burns is 3rd, Nolan Scott 4th, Lind 5th, Goik 6th, Van Buren is in 7th place, 8th is Emerson, 9th is Picard, who you're watching now, the purple and grey car, 10th is the car behind him, that's Østgaard, sliding himself over the curb. There's going to be some passing going on down this straight, I would think.
Dolezal!
She was in 2nd position. That's the cursed 2nd position now. Both 2nd place drivers have timed out as we look at Picard being passed by Østgaard around the outside. A good move, nice aggressive driving. Picard dies
sideways!
Synchronized spinning, great job, smashing into him again. That's no holds barred.
Waving. Yep. Thank you very much for that.
And I think Østgaard will be waving something else. From that incident, that was aggressive driving from all of them, and Kyo took advantage, and yeah, he's into 8th place. But that's appalling luck for both drivers who are in 2nd place. Dolezal, just the latest person to time out. We already lost. Dolezal's now shouting "Oh my God" or "OMG," which is another way of saying it, obviously.
Acronym, yeah. Picard got to try and dive bomb almost on Østgaard from very far out. Picard might be a little on the anger pill almost, to put it in a weird way after that, but that little move there cost Picard quite a bit of time. Østgaard's going to try and catch Kyo race admins, reminding everyone no chat. That serves as a warning, I'm going to reckon, for all that stuff.
Virus database has been updated.
From Picard. Woog. Maybe he meant Woog. Loudon's right behind Picard now.
He has woof woof on his number plate, so perhaps he missed the F key and went for the G key.
I don't know what Picard's doing then. That's blatant disregard of the rules. As soon as the admin said no chat, he just goes and said woog. which is a rubbish typo, and he did it while he was driving. That's pretty poor standards, to be honest. I don't know what he was thinking, but anyway, Loudons is up behind him. Gash disconnects. He was involved
side
in
by side for 10th
race.
though. Between Picard and Loudons heading into turn number 1. Hearing from the admins that the chat penalty will be coming later.
Picard bashes into the tyres and goodbye.
Oh, contact! Picard is off. Picard is off. Almost shorting in
turned
front
around.
of him.
Yep, got lucky there, coming back on the track. No one was coming, and he's joined the spectators. Oh, can't say I'm surprised. He's out of the race. He's not had a very good couple of races so far. It's been kind of, well, his own mistakes and bad luck as well. And that was just summing it all up, really. He made a mistake through the chicane and then got smashed into. Yep, so he's out. Baton's still leading, who you're looking at here. Second is Burns. That's spread the field out a little bit. Not too much going on too close at the moment.
Quite close back here for 13th, 14th, 15th between Yukovic, Marquez, and De Jong. Now with these few drivers disconnecting, spectating without asking, even. As we discussed a little bit at the previous round, doing that is a breach of the rules, so we'll be looking at some penalties for that. They'll be penalizing after the race, I believe, for chat or later. But yeah, so some work for the admins for later after this.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really get all this chatting business. It's not hard not to chat.
Burns is catching Baton slightly. He's 0.6 of a second behind. His tires are a little better shape than Baton's. Just not much.
Yep. Baton's still keeping the lead though. He's pretty secure. Going on to lap 14 now. Kagash is back in the race. Or back in the server at least. He disconnected a moment ago. I don't know why, but he's back anyway. He's going to be taking part in the third race of today.
We'll find out later. Sometimes drivers have a tendency to connect or disconnect or spectate, I believe, when something happens, like they think they're about to time out, something like that. They might do that suddenly just to prevent something major happening, but it's part of racing to have to deal with that.
Looking at the closest battle on track now, it's more of a train than anything else. Loudons is at the head of this train in 11th. Behind him is Pavlovic, then Yukovic. Yeah, it's not a very good train actually. The carriages are quite a long way apart, so yeah, they're going to have to catch up each other.
Whoa! Pavlovic tapping the back of Loudons under braking. Pavlovic catching Loudons a bit with the slipstream there in the last quarter of the backstretch. But that tap losing any sort of advantage that was had off of that.
Indeed, yeah. Pavlovic did a last of the late breakers for sure through that corner. He nearly did a big tag on the back of Loudons, but all's okay. They continue on their way.
Tenth place is of course the final points paying position and the final place, which could be on pole for the third race, reverse grid. So if Loudons can get up there, he might be able to turn his day around after a disappointing first race, for if he manages to get pole for race 3.
They listen to you, Paso. That train that was a little disorganized earlier is starting to close up a little bit. De Jong going to get around Pavlovic on the outside, heading into turn number 5, and Yukovic on the inside of Loudons. A little bit of sidewalk. Flipped! He's flipped! Pavlovic is upside down in the beach! He's upside down! That will be a safety car, definitely, I'm sure. Safety car is out on lap 16. 3 to go. This is going to set up a 1 or 2 lap dash for the cash.
Someone has put the frickin' autopilot on. Someone's put the autopilot on. Wow, sorry guys, I don't know who did that, but we ended up back on the autopilot, which showed us the intro. You just missed a flip. You come back to see a car flipped over. That is Pavlovich upside down.
So safety car is deployed now. Safety car will not have the field collected until lap 16 has been completed. There'll be 3 to go, so definitely at least an extra lap under pace car. We could be set up for a 2-lap dash for the cash, if not a 1-lap dash for the cash. We had this at round 1 in West Hill. That was that controversial safety car restart where De Jong had him, or Van Buren, excuse me, had him very, very slow coming to the line. So, Pavlovic upside down, coming out of turn number 5. A little bit of contact. That was a bit of racing, but he hit those curbs on the inside of turn 5 and rolled it. Unfortunate luck for him. So, pace car picking everyone up through the chicane. Baton leads from Burns. Nolan Scott and Dennis Lind will be catching up. Might take a little bit of time for everyone to catch up. Was spread out fairly well. Last car is heading into the final turn now. Lee Baker is the last car on the track. He is not in last position. He's in 21st. Arneson is a little further ahead. So they're coming across the line now. So I think we might have one more lap under pace car. We could have a 1-lap sprint for it.
Oscar is weaving his tyres up quite violently. He went off onto the grass at turn 5. Don't want to do another Jack Atkinson and throw it all away.
Yeah, don't want to do a Jack Atkinson and throw your dinner away, that's for sure. Yeah, this guy was weaving quite violently there, but yeah, I think we're going to be under safety car for one more lap. We'll come around past the start finish line. Yeah, we'll come around past the finish line. That will be the final time the safety car comes around. So it will be a 1-lap sprint to the line.
Baton's lap, once the safety car boards came out, was of 1:13, which is a second off race pace. So he has extended the safety car period by going around really fast. If he had slowed down, they probably could have got everyone collected back up and leave 2 laps to go. As it is, there's only going to be 1 lap to the finish.
Yep, it'll be exciting. I think Jorgen and Lee have caught back up, so everyone is in the train now. Everyone hopefully will behave well as they head through a little bit of run-up and stopping. I've meant to mention this before, but if we get a shot of, say, Van Buren and De Jong. Ben Keogh has lost connection. Lost connection to Ben Keogh. He was running in about the 8th position. But back to what I was saying, if you look at, say, Rudy Van Buren or De Jong's skin, it's actually a merger skin between the X-Fusion and First Racing. Van Buren, I believe, if my memory serves offhand, is part of First, De Jong in X-Fusion. Safety car in this lap. Green and final lap signal will be coming out this time. Back of the field a little straggled. They should be catching up very soon. Baton, will he slow them or will he push it hard once that pace car comes in? Burns holding back a little bit. Is he going to try and nail it? They're in. Pace car is in. Baton is on it. He's on it, but he's off in the grass on it. That's going to hurt him a little bit. Green flag is out. 1 lap to go in race 2 of round 3. Burns is catching Baton. That little off-course excursion hurt Baton a little bit. Everyone behind, side by side for 5th position. 4th also there. Lynn trying to get in there for 4th position. Burns, who will get through the chicane here on the backstretch better. Burns looks like he might have had it. No, Baton getting through there a little better. Scott gonna try and catch Burns. Lynn behind Scott. Going behind Lynn. And Van Buren is pushing Lynn now. Gonna go. Are they gonna go through it? No. Goik gets pushed around Lynn by Van Buren. Buren's gonna.
Look at Nolan's got weaves it.
Lost it almost. Nolan's gonna try and dive bomb. Pushing it away. They Contact! Very nearly! Goik and Scott push it wide. Van Buren comes through. Contact! Much contact! Bumping side to side. Doors banging. Meanwhile, Baton's still leading over Burns. Van Buren up to 3rd now. Lind up to 4th. Scott to 5th. Goik 6th. Behind, everyone fairly spread out, so the action is here in the top few positions, but looks like as they come out of the final turn, Baton will, ooh, he got it sideways in the grass very barely, but he will come to win over Burns. Van Buren finishing 3rd, Dennis Lind 4th, Nolan Scott 5th, Anderson will finish 6th, Goik 7th, 8th Ostgaard, 9th Muller, and 10th Jukovic. Amazing!
Yeah, I've got to say, Goik got absolutely lunched in that final lap. Everyone was bullying him. He had nowhere to go. Poor guy. He ended up in 7th place. We still have one more race to go.
We need to see that final lap again, especially down the back straight, and what Nolan Scott did and how he managed to keep his position without losing too many positions. It looked like at one point he was going to lose 3 positions there, but he managed to stay ahead of Goik and Enerson. We'll shortly be getting a number between 6 and 10 to find out who the lucky person for race 3 is on pole.
So, very, very chaotic last lap after a bit of a lull, but as we take a look at the results now, please, if Mr. Kivney would bring those up. So, Baton winning this one, Burns 2nd, Van Buren 3rd position, Lind, Scott 4th and 5th, Anderson, Goik, Ostgaard, Muller, and Jukovic rounding out the top 10. 11th, we'll have Vic de Jong, then Marquez, Novak 13th, Hunyan in 14th, and Loudons in 15th position. More from the middle 10, Maliki, Pers, Ward, Kurskin, Baker. So Baker finishing 20th. And Arnie Arneson, 21st of everyone who finished. So the top 6 are going to be the ones who are reversed, as we hear. So that would put Frederick Anderson on pole. Then starting 2nd in the 3rd race will be Nolan, then Dennis Lind, then Van Buren, Burns. Baton will be starting 6th. So, a few minutes break before the next race. So, we'll take our long break once more. They'll be sorting out the grid here momentarily. We'll be back with more from Blackwood National after these messages and a word from your local station.